Hi there, welcome to the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma and today we're in the backyard and we're going to plant our potatoes and peas for the season. We just built a new raised bed. Oh, I'll show you in just a minute. They just match the ones that we showed you last week that we built around the deck. We built another one to go here in front of the greenhouse, and we're going to plant our potatoes and some sweet peas in it. And then we are going to plant our garden peas in the raised bed just behind it. Yeah. And that is about it. So I will show you which potatoes we are going to plant this year. I will divide them up so you could see how I do that. And then we'll get to planting. You'll have to excuse the garbage truck backing up into our neighbor's lane. They have to back all the way down the street, so they'll be doing that for a while. But these are the three potatoes that we're gonna do today. We have a Purple Majesty, which will be harvested in about 100 days. We have Red Thumb, which is ready in 65 days. And then we have Cosmic Gold, which is ready in just under 100 days. So, what we do with these is take them out of the bag. So these are seed potatoes and they have eyes sprouted on them already. So what you want to do is make sure that you have 2 eyes per cut. So there's 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here. So I could try to cut here, but that's really close. I think the easiest way for me to do this is slice it right here. So there's 1, 2 on this potato and 1, 2 on this potato. So that's what I'm going to do. Look at the inside of those. Aren't those beautiful? So cool. This is why we love the Purple Majesty. So we have 2 eyes and 2 eyes.
Now those get really juicy inside. Should I go get some?
They do, and
paper towel go underneath
they
them?
look so pretty as a mashed potato.
Yeah, do they need like a paper towel underneath them?
Yeah, they do bleed really bad. Oh, we don't need one here. Is that what you're talking about right now? No.
Okay.
I don't care if this gets blood on, but they bleed and stain. So our white countertops. Okay, so this one doesn't have very good, but it's a small potato, so I'm just going to leave this one whole. All right. Then we have the Cosmic Golds. So there's 2 good ones here and then a bunch of really small ones. So I'm going to cut it so that these 2 are together and all the rest of them are together. Those.
The color next to the purple one.
Hmm?
The color of that next to the purple is cool.
Yeah. When you roast these together,
oh, yeah.
Such a beautiful palette. Okay. A little bit windy. Just put these in. All right, then the last one we're going to do is the Red Thumbs. These are little fingerlings. So same thing, just want to try to find 2 eyes on each one. These have a little bit of a pink tint to them.
Interesting.
Pink red. All right, so after you're done cutting them, and if there was more eyes, if there was like 6 eyes, say there was a couple more over here, I could slice it again and have 2 eyes. So you can do, you know, check your seed potatoes and try to get as much out of it as possible. We're growing in a pretty small space, so this is a lot of potatoes for just that one bed. And that's enough, because each one of these will produce somewhere between 8 and 10 potatoes each. So that's enough for us. And then after you're done cutting them, they have to cure. So the cut part has to kind of create a hardened skin. It's just got to dry, basically, before you put them in the soil, because you don't want them to rot. All right, let's go plant some peas. All right, so down in this raised bed, we're gonna do a row of sweet peas on the back side of the bed and let them climb up the fence. And then the potatoes will fill up the front part of the bed. So we have Spencer's ice cream, which is like a vanilla color. And of course, you know, my husband's name is Spencer, so. And then we have our Harry, which is a dark blue. And we have a grandson named Harry. And then this is Mermaid's Dream, and it's a combination of purple and white and blue. It's like mixed color. So we're gonna plant, I don't know, they go, I think, 6 inches apart. Yeah, 6 inches apart. So we'll just do as many as we can and kind of mix them up. 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch deep. So I'm just gonna do like, so there's 10. Let's do 12. And
Do you fertilize those? Do you fertilize?
no.
Okay.
All right, so this bed is filled with organic raised bed mix, and we will be putting Plantone in here when we put in our potatoes and our annuals later. So I'm not really worried about putting fertilizer in there in each one of these little tiny holes. They'll also be getting water soluble fertilizer through the summer, so we're good there. All right, so right behind the fence is this trellis that Spencer put in for me. And we're gonna plant carrots underneath it, and then we're gonna plant peas around the base of the trellis to grow up. I always make sure that I plant my peas and my sweet peas in separate beds so that they do not get confused with each other, because sweet peas are decorative, and you know that then you have the garden peas that you could eat. You do not want to mix them up because a sweet pea is actually toxic. You don't want to eat those. It started raining, so we brought the potatoes inside to dry on the counter for a little while. So on the trellis, we're gonna grow sugar magnolia snap peas, and they are in territorial seed packets, but these are actually seeds that I saved from last year, and then it'll be time for us to buy new seeds again, unless we have a good seed harvest this year. We don't have very many, so I'm hoping to have enough to be worthwhile. So for sure I want this side, because this side gets the most sun, so I'll do this side first and then see what we get. Just be that side.
Huh?
Might just be
oh,
that
yeah,
side.
okay, yeah.
And maybe this one?
Yeah.
There's two left.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah. A few more beets, and there's not a whole lot left, so I'm just gonna do a line of beets down the one row, and then underneath here I'm gonna do my carrots. So with the carrots, they only want a 1/4 inch deep, so I'm really just gonna rough up the soil and sprinkle the carrots all over. Yeah. All right.
To the other side. Well, we'll have to thin them out if they come up. So somewhere between 1 and 3 weeks before they even show up. And then the peas germinate in 8 to 25 days.
Okay.
All right, then the last thing we're gonna do are these beets. I forgot to mention the carrots I'm trying are dragon. They're a multicolor. Says purple, orange, and yellow and red. And the beets I'm trying are Merlin F1s. They go down 1/2 inch. So
Now it's really starting to kind of come down.
There's a lot of beets, honey.
If I get a good harvest, I can can them.
Oh yeah?
I love pickled beets.
Good.
And then I'll do a line on the other side.
Good Lord.
So this is a green mix, which I'll have to put on the screen. It's like Dragon's salad or something like that. That we winter sowed. They barely did anything all winter, but now they're starting to get some height on them. I put 2 peas at the end there, and I didn't have enough to finish, but that's okay because this is going to be a little bit more shady on this side. We have 2 peas on each side and 3 on the very end of the outside trellis. In the middle, I did carrots, and then we have a radish right here, and some more of that dragon green mix. And then over there in that bed, we put the sweet peas, and then now we'll get our potatoes in there. All right, it's been a couple of hours. The potatoes have skinned over. You can see it's not as vibrant anymore. It has kind of a like a frosty look to it. And they're not shiny. They're not wet. They're cured over. So we're just gonna put them in blocks. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put the small red thumbs at one end, and we just have 4 of those. They'll each produce about 10 potatoes, maybe more. These fingerlings seem to produce pretty quickly and a whole lot of them. So, I mean, that's 40 potatoes right there. And what you do is you plant the cut side down and the roots coming up, and then you plant them about 6 to 8 inches below the surface and about around a foot apart, but I like to plant mine a little bit closer, so maybe like 8 or 9 inches apart. Oh, I do want to put some plant tone in there, so just a sec. All right, I am gonna put plant tone in here, even though it is released by heat, but it's a slow release fertilizer, so it'll be in the soil once the potatoes start growing their roots, and then the soil will heat up and release the nutrients. easy way to figure out how deep, I just go the length of my trowel here. So I just kind of hugged the edge there because these are the red thumbs and they will be done before everything else. So I'm just gonna put a little plant tag right there, and we'll put the cosmic golds on the other end, kind of doing the same thing, hugging the edge. And then I could put the purple ones in the middle. Long term, I'm gonna go ahead and pop 2 super tunias in here once we buy all of our annuals, because I want a ton of color and they won't really interrupt the production of our potatoes, because the potatoes do grow some leaves on top, but the real production is down in the bottom. I might go with something smaller than a super tunia so the root system's not so aggressive, but some sort of trailing bright pop of pink most likely this year. Yeah, we'll just see what happens, but definitely some color will go into this pot later on when we buy all of our annuals. But that is going to do it for today. Really productive day. Potatoes, peas, sweet peas, carrots, and beets, all in the ground and ready to start growing. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you're celebrating your life, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Just a quick FYI, I'm not watering anything in because it was raining all morning. I had to take a break during this project because it started raining hard then, and it's expected to rain for another couple of days. So I'm not worried about watering any of those in. The soil was damp and it's gonna get plenty of natural watering very soon. So I just wanted to let you know why I didn't water those in.